One of the most remarkable individuals who has made all this possible would tell you that no matter how much we've accomplished so far, we are only at the beginning of our journey. He's the driving force, the tireless engine that pushes us forward, no matter the obstacles or the costs. He is a visionary philanthropist, the founder of MDL Investments and RUF, and a steadfast believer in the power of unity and purpose. Together with his wife, Claudia, they established the endowment fund, the very backbone of RUF, strengthened by the contributions and trust of each and every one of you. Please join me in giving a warm and heartfelt welcome to the one and only Mihai Lehena. He's giving me that look. He said, just be very objective. I was as objective as I could. I cut a lot of it.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. As I was prepping to come on stage tonight, I thought I'd come here and share with you some of our challenges, some of our difficulties, even some of our flops, stories from the war room, just so you start to get an understanding what it means to run a nonprofit. But then I thought of the advice of one of my favorite mentors, Lou Holtz. He says, enjoy life, have fun. There's going to be difficulties, there's going to be problems, but don't go around telling people about your problems. Do you know that 90% of the people don't care? And the other 10% of them are glad you got them, so might as well shut up. So I decided to think of all of you as investors. Investors in an idea. Investors in an idea that the Romanian diaspora can be one of the most powerful, connected, impactful, and successful diasporas in the world. And I thought, okay, if I was an investor in this idea, what would I care to hear about? So I split my presentation into two parts, highlights in 2024, and the story of what's about to come. The story of what's getting us excited, the story of what's keeping us up at night. But before we begin, I want you to give me 30 seconds of your time. And I want you to look around, and I want you to find an unfamiliar face. Somebody that's probably sitting at a table. If you're sitting with your friends, turn around and look for somebody, and I'm gonna wait for you to do that. Turn around and wait, look for somebody you don't know. Look for somebody you don't know. Claudia, that's not gonna work out. Please, you have to get up. Some of you may have to get up. And then turn your hand and say, hi, I'm Mihai. I'm from Chicago. There you go, 30 seconds, guys, come on. Please. We can't forget. See, part of this evening, part of the reason for this evening is yes, to tell people about our UF. Yes, to find out about new things and what's happening around us. But also part of this evening is to get to know each other and to get everybody else that's part of our UF. And I wanted to say a very big thank you to some of the people here tonight that are coming from Cleveland. If you're in Cleveland, raise your hand. If you're from Cleveland, raise your hand. Cleveland. Cincinnati, Ohio, raise your hand. Keep your hands up. New York, who's here from New York? Please keep your hands up. Washington, D.C. Las Vegas, let's hear for Las Vegas right there. Or Las Vegas, Castle Rock, Colorado. Indiana and Indianapolis. There you go, the Indianapolis crowd. Urbana-Champaign. San Francisco, California. York, Pennsylvania. Where are you? Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And from Bucharest, Romania. Welcome, Alex, and welcome, Andrei. Thank you so much, everyone. You have truly made this evening an international evening. I want to say thank you, guys. Do you know what this means? You are the people that understood the idea. You understood that if we are to build a community, you have to show support. You have to be here with your hearts. You have to be here with your time. You have to be here with your wallets. But you have to be here with us. And it means a lot that every one of you is here tonight. So, without further ado, I have 34 slides. I'm going to move very fast. I can move very fast. So, I'm going to take you through 2024 highlights. And in 2024, we had one major goal: expansion. But we had one major problem. You see, in 2023, we ran about 10 projects and I think 12 events. And our team was telling us, no more. We can't do this. This is too much. And I kept saying, no, we need to grow. No, and if anybody knows me, some people here know me. I keep pushing. I keep pushing. So I said, no, you know what? We need to increase the number of our products, of our projects. We need to expand our global footprint, expand our team, launch our online community, so on and so forth. So there's one big thing that changed about RUF in 2024. And I'm going to let you analyze for yourselves if you think that this was a good idea or not. See, previously our team used to run our projects sequentially. And we used to start working on these projects 10 in a row. And then we used to ask volunteers to come join us. But there's a major change in 2024. This year, we're changing the structure of our team, and we think of ourselves more as an incubator or accelerator of projects. And I'm going to take you through some of these projects. I want to give you a quick update on Via Transilvanica. So many of you know, how many of you have been on Via Transilvanica? How many of you have been on Via Transilvanica? How many of you have heard about Via Transilvanica? All right, Via Transilvanica was voted World's Greatest Places in 2024. Times Magazine, and that picture up there, how many people have seen that picture? Via Transilvanica in Times Square. That's an RUF project. 3 years we worked on this project. I can't tell you how much money it cost, but it was entirely covered by RUF. That's because we have a deal with the people that did it. But this is one project that really made us proud. And this year, Via Transilvanica made it on BBC, on The Guardian, on National Geographic, and on the cover, well, not on the cover, but in the main magazine on Times. So, how does RUF help Via Transilvanica become an ambassador for Romania? This is a project that we started in 2023, and we purchased We purchased 50 kits for promoting Via Transilvanica. Now, those pictures are small, I understand, but these are banners, these are tents, these are bean bags. There's all sorts of materials. $230,000 project. We have $200,000 in grants and $30,000 covered by RUF. And this made it in 50 countries. And, well, not in 50 countries, but in 50 communities around the world. And this year, tens of events from Helsinki to Berlin to Rome to Paris to Helsinki, to Amsterdam and in Hague and in Berlin, all of these cities held events using our kits, presenting Via Transilvanica to their communities. So another project that I'm really proud about is the restoration of the Nocig church. This is a 300-year church. And our volunteers, our RUF youth volunteers raised over $10,000 for this historic site. Not only that, they went over there, and you're going to hear about this project in a little bit. So they went to Romania. We had 12 kids that went to Romania. And this is the historic church, fully restored as of last week. And I'm going to move a little faster. You all know about our trips to Transylvania. One person here tonight is going to win a trip with our angels next year. We have at least one trip with our angels next year on Via Transilvanica. And if you wish to create your own trip to Via Transilvanica, you're welcome to do so through RUF. We continued our classes through our Excellence Center. We have math, computer science, cybersecurity, Romanian language. And we're really proud, and I think our Las Vegas friends, they're going to recognize that we have some of the pictures here because they've been teaching our classes in Las Vegas, and they've been teaching these classes in Ottawa, they've been teaching our classes in Pennsylvania. So we have 5 language centers around the world around the United States that we collaborate with, and they teach these classes, and we work together, and we're super proud of them. The Romanian American National Heritage Award is something you'll hear more about tonight. 54 kids got awarded this year. And we've been a sponsor of this award, of this national award, for the past 4 years out of the last 8. This is the 8th edition. And many of you know about the ROCO activities. ROCO is a full-fledged community center. And this center has the full support of RUF for anything that we're going to do moving forward. You're going to hear a lot more about our Copacin project. But I want to tell you, and I'm not sure if our special guest is already here. Diana, they haven't arrived yet. Okay, so one thing that you might have realized by now is that we're no longer only about fundraising for projects in Romania. A lot of these projects do not involve fundraising. In fact, this project, we were approached by a very large organization called Greater Good. And they came to us and they said, they're an American organization, and they came to us and they said, we have 212 trucks worth of material. This is medical equipment, this is medical gowns, medical bonnets, gloves, surgical equipment, chairs, and this is sitting somewhere in UK, and we want to take it to Romania or to Moldova. So we worked with the Embassy of Moldova to the United States, because this is a joint project between Moldova and Romania, and we took 16 trucks. In fact, they're actually right now being loaded and they're in transit. We set up a team, 16 trucks, 32 pallets each, and this is 100 million plus items that got distributed to hospitals, many of them in Moldova, but many of them in the stricken areas in Galați and Tulcea, where we had the floods, and also to Copacin. So you all don't know these numbers that are on our website. I just wanted to put them up here. $3.7 million went through RUF in the past 6 years. We're no longer just one organization. In fact, good news, this year we started RUF Romania, which is our own sister organization in Romania. And ROCO Chicago is part of our ecosystem. And we're starting a new organization you're going to hear a lot more about very soon, called Global Romania. And I also wanted to mention that we're founding members, supporters of the FORA, the Federation of Romanian American Organizations in Washington, D.C. This is something I don't think many of you know about. January 1st, 2023, we launched a project called Project 300. What do you do when you want to become a global organization? We were always considered a Chicago organization. Then people considered us a US-based organization. Our dreams were always global. So we started Project 300, and we said, in the next 2 years, well, we didn't know exactly how long it would take, but we said, we will reach out. We will get boots on the ground. We're going to get volunteers. We're going to get people in every one of these communities. We're going to connect to nonprofit organizations, community leaders, consulates, embassies. Today, we're at 280. And we're most likely, we're going to finish by the end of the year. Now that we're done with the Soiree, we have about 20 left. We're going to finish by the end of 2024. 300 communities around the world, guys. This is where RUF today is present. This is where we have connections. We call them community connectors, and we have community ambassadors in 12 of them. $150 volunteers, This is about 3 times more than we were last year. We doubled our staff. We went at the beginning of the year. We were 6 people in our staff. Today we have 12. We did 22 projects, that over twice as much as we did last year. Our budget went up about 1.5%, like 50%. This budget, if you remember, RUF has 2 buckets. The grant-making bucket, the pass-through donations, and then we have our programs and operations. So this is our budget for the past 6 years. This is how RUF has grown. These are our superheroes. We tell people RUF is an extraordinary organization made up of just normal, regular people. But these people, starting with Irina, starting with Irina's working on trips for Romania. She's handling all the logistics. She's handling events. She's the head of the program trips to Romania. Adina handling all of our back office, handling all of our audits. Romina, where are you, Romina? Romina joined us this year. Thank you so much. Our wonderful office manager, our wonderful, she's my wonderful angel. She takes care of me on a daily basis. Adriana Preda, she's not here, she's in New York. Onita, who's handling our teens program. Juana, who's taken the massive responsibility of running the Rocco Community Center. Thank you so much, Juana. Diana Gini's in Madrid. In Madrid, she's doing what we call diaspora development. She's building bridges on a day-to-day basis. Our HR is in Amsterdam. Our head of Amalia, our head of the Excellence Center, the director of the Excellence Center is in Ottawa, Canada. And I hope I'm not, Marina is in Canada. And then we have our wonderful, wonderful Gabriela. Gabriela, where are you? Gabriela Cordos, our angel liaison. So many of you have seen her, heard her, received her emails. Thank you so much. It means so much for you to be here with us tonight. And then there's the good, the bad, the ugly. Georgiana, you're the good. Georgiana's if I'm the father of RUF, she's the mother of RUF. She's always been my right hand. And this year we're joined by somebody. Where's the bad? Dragos, where are you? Dragos has the kindest heart of all. Dragos has joined us this year to increase the level of testosterone in the team and to make sure that he keeps us level, that he keeps us sane, on the same ground, enjoying ourselves, reminding me to enjoy myself when I needed to. Such a needed, Dragos, thank you so much. And then you have the ugly. Thank you so much for truly yours here. It's not all good. Okay, we have flops. We have failed launches. In fact, every one of these failed initiatives is an opportunity to learn. So we launched our beta. Some of you, 60 people, most of you angels, joined our online community back in January. It was in beta version. We figured out pretty quickly that there were 2 problems about it. I'm not going to talk about what they are, but we do have failed projects. 22 projects are live projects. We'll probably launch just as many that never take off anywhere. And our launch for the Copochain project, you're going to hear more about it. This is supposed to be our end of the year project, and we invite all of you to take a good look at it. All right, that was about it. 2024, in hindsight, will let you judge if we did a good job. What we really need you to remember is that it takes a village. In 150 volunteers in 22 different teams. Some of these teams are 50 volunteers and up. It's an outstanding amount of work. I'm talking perhaps over 100,000 hours of volunteering work. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but we're talking about tens and tens of thousands of volunteer work. But I think the most important thing that we have here tonight to present is something that truly keeps me up at night. And what keeps me up at night is I think we've hit on this idea a little while back. We've hit on the idea that today, Romania United Fund has 13,000 people in our community, but we have 6,000 people that we know intimately well. We have 6,000 people that believe in us, that trust us, but we have 6,000 people that we trust. And there were a lot of people that were coming initially to me, and I want to ask you, if you have a problem today, if you have a question, what do you do? What do? You go and you search on Google. Maybe you go on a WhatsApp group. Maybe you call a friend with various degrees of success. You're looking for a real estate agent. I had a call the other day, one of our angels in San Diego calls me, he says, I need a real estate agent in Fort Lauderdale. Can you get me somebody that you trust that's not going to charge me an arm and a leg? I was like, sure, I'll have it by tomorrow. Then somebody else calls me from Romania. They say, my daughter's in Amsterdam. She's moving to Boston, and she needs an apartment by next month. If not, she's going to lose her rent over here in Amsterdam, and she's not going to be able to move back. I'm like, not a problem. We connected her within 30 minutes. My daughter needed an internship. It took me exactly 3 pings, 3 quick calls to find her internship. And if you're lucky enough and you know somebody, one of our super connectors in our network, your problems will quickly be solved. But the main idea that we hit upon was we think we can do this at scale. And until we do it at scale, until we solve it for our entire community, you're still blocked on me, or you're still blocked on somebody else. So I think what we've figured out is that we can take this network of 6,000 people today, and we can turn it into a trusted Romanian network. I trust you, you trust me. This is a trust transfer. It works for all of us. It works for all of us. But we believe we're onto something that's pretty big. You see, there's Romanians everywhere. There's Romanians in every nook and cranny. There's Romanians at every large corporations, at every major university, at every major hospital. There's Romanians that are specialists in the heart. There are specialists in the brain. There are people that fly the NASA ships. There really are. There's Romanians that are actors. There are Romanians that are that work in crypto. If you need somebody that works in crypto, and there's Romanians that can solve that one problem that you need tomorrow or right now. One of the easiest examples was my babysitter came to me. She said, I need a psychiatrist for my daughter that speaks Romanian. Can you find him for me? Psychiatrist, immigration attorney, business contact. You need an investor. You should be able to find it through the network. Not only, if we solve this at scale, the byproduct of this, it would elevate Romania's global standing and accelerate its development. You see, this idea is a first in the world. Bethany Bennick, I'm not sure if she's here tonight. She works for the Department of State here in Chicago. She said, what you have here is unheard of. We've never seen, such a momentum never occurs. We have never seen anything like this before. This is not the first time that we've seen somebody say something like this about our project. So here's our plan. Last year and this year we mapped 280 communities. This year we're focused on healthcare. And we're going to map out over 5,000 doctors at the major hospitals around the world, at clinics, in centers, in research centers. And every one of these doctors, if you have a problem, if you need, let's say you have a question. Let's say you say, you know what, I need a second opinion. We should have that solved. But we're not going to stop there. This year's doctors. Next year, and we have here a small team that is starting to work on this project, or somebody that's willing to take on the leadership to think about this project and to work on it. we're looking to map out the top 1,000 universities in the world. Okay, fine, we won't get every one of them, but we'll get the first 500, we'll get the first 600. At every one of these universities, there's at least one Romanian university professor. At every one of these universities, there's going to be at least one Romanian student. And a program that we're launching next year, or this year, or tonight, Alex will tell you about it. You're going to have a Romanian student ambassador at every major university around the world. We already have these ambassadors, you just don't know. We have Yale, we have Harvard, we have Cornell, we have Berkeley, we have Columbia. Every one of these universities, if you want to connect them today, you can. Only today you have to talk to me. But that's not actually the whole story. We figured out a system. See, we did realize this 2 years ago. It was with Daniela Kamrath during one of our board meetings when I kept saying, we can solve these problems. And she said, no, Mihai, you can solve those problems. You can solve those problems, not everyone else. So it was a big light bulb moment when I realized that everything that's in my head and everything that everybody else that works in our team, everything needs to go into our system. So today, I believe, we're far from being done. We're probably at 3% of 5% of what we're trying to do. But you know what? We most likely have one of the most sophisticated systems on the face of the planet in the Romanian diaspora to understand where our people are, what do they do, what are their interests, how would they like to engage with the community? Do you want to help out? Do you need help? We have this system, and it's probably part of my data, software, and mathematics thinking. I know we can solve this problem. And you know what? This has been solved in the past by the Jews, by the Irish, but it hasn't been solved this way. And this is a 21st century solution to a 2,000-year-old problem. Using data science, using artificial intelligence, we're going to be able to match any one of you for any one of your problems at a simple flick, at just a few keystrokes. So this is Global Romania. I want to thank you for listening to my presentation. How many minutes was I over? Tonight is our night. RUF Founding Angels, this is a night to celebrate you, the visionaries, the people that believed in this idea, the people who understand the value of supporting such initiatives. We're here tonight to celebrate a few special 100. You see, back when we started in 2019, we made a bold promise that it was going to be the first 100 people that join our organization that will be called Founding Angels. We wanted to send a special message that it's you that is going to write the first chapter of what we call RUF. So tonight, we're going to unveil, this is not going to be the bronze plaque, but we're going to this is a symbolic gesture. Thank you. This is the design of our bronze plaque. The actual plaque will cost about $13,000. We're still fundraising for it. Many of you sponsors here tonight are contributing, so it makes a lot of difference. This plaque will be a bronze plaque, and it will be displayed at our location. And this is meant to celebrate you. And whether it's the first 100, or the first 200, or the first 1,000 Founding Angel, tonight is the night for you. And for those of you who are not yet angels, tonight is your chance. And my final message is, join us. Together, we're building something timeless. Something that will inspire future generations. RUF is yours to safeguard, to grow, to keep alive. Thank you for being here, and thank you for believing in this vision. "100 angels. How about 100 years? I'm here tonight in front of you, filled with gratitude and filled with hope. We're bringing in front of you a vessel of legacy and dreams. And I was waiting for Alessandra, my daughter, to pass this through. Okay, Georgie, will you please hold it for Alex? Hi. Thank you, everyone. We came up with the idea of the vessel, of the time capsule, in the first days of RUF. We wanted to send a clear message. We are trying to build an institution. And two, it's going to take every one of us. It's going to take a village. So RUF turns 6 years old today. And this vessel will be closed very soon for the next 100 years, to be open on December 6th, 2118. That is when RUF turns 100 years old. So Alex, it's your mission now to safeguard it for the next 94 years. It's your grandchildren, your descendants, that will open this up on RUF's 100th anniversary. I don't know where that will be. I have no clue how the world in which they live will look like. But I can imagine a moment. I can imagine a moment that they're going to open this up and they're going to think of you. And they will say, she had a vision and she was there. We're not just writing letters today. Every one of you has a story. I have one. It's a very personal one of how I got here. It's about my dreams and my visions. Every one of you here has one. This box, this time capsule, will stay open for a little while longer. We've made it easy for you. We have a stack of nicely printed papers on my desk. But you can go home. You can spend the next few weeks thinking about this. And by January, early next year, we'll ask you to please send us your letters in. You don't have to do it tonight, but if you have time and if you wish to, you can do so here tonight. This capsule will remain open. But remember, we're creating something timeless. Let it be more than a symbol. Let it make it a beacon of joy, inspiration for generations to come. Thank you. All angels here tonight, not only founding angels, your letters are welcome. Make it meaningful. Thank you.
Ok, deci dacă mâine vă întreabă cineva unde ați fost aseară, să-i spuneți că ați fost aici și s-au întâmplat lucruri minunate. Să le spuneți că ați făcut cea mai bună decizie în seara asta pe care o puteți face în loc să mergeți în altă parte, să fiți alături de comunitate, cu prieteni, cu familie și să ne ajutăm unii pe alții. Sau să le spuneți adevărul, că va suna Mihai. Și nu puteți să-i spuneți nu lui Mihai, pentru că știți că este pentru o cauză bună. Eu am găsit o metodă ca să nu te sună Mihai. Nu-i blochezi numărul, mă, că nu-i soacră, da? Îl sun tu înainte. Îl sun tu primul, Mihai, te pot ajuta cu ceva, sunt aici, oricând, și așa ai scăpat să nu te sună el. Mihai, asta e din partea RUF pentru tine. Știm că nu este de ajuns, pentru câte ore lucrezi. Vrem să te felicităm și să te ții tare în continuare, să deschidem capsula aia peste 100 de ani.
I appreciate it. I plan to live 300 years. I've been saying it for 10 years, and I will. I promise you. And this is one of the most beautiful awards I've ever received. The second best one is the award for being a teacher for the Romanian Fund Excellence Center but this one tops it, and it's going to go straight into my living room. So thank you so much.
You deserve it, Mihai.